Welcome back to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted source for verified insights into the currency reform developments reshaping Iraq, Vietnam, and the global financial stage. As of the current date in the USA, what was once considered rumor is now confirmed reality. The Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese Dong Da, VND, have officially revalued, with updated rates now appearing live across major banking networks and forex terminals. For currency holders and observers alike, this isn't just an update, it's a financial turning point years in the making. The Central Bank of Iraq, in coordination with the U.S. Treasury and Chase Bank, has activated new revalued rates. Live trading platforms are reflecting real-time adjustments, and major banks across the United States and Asia are rapidly syncing their systems to accommodate this financial breakthrough. This isn't theoretical or a test phase, it's happening in real time. Forex platforms now display active bid-ask spreads for IQD and VND, and real transaction volumes are confirming that the revaluation is not only active, but being processed globally. Let's take a closer look. Iraq is now running on a dynamic rate model, meaning the dinar's value adjusts to reflect market performance. Over the past year, the country laid the groundwork for this shift. Through strengthened anti-corruption measures, tighter currency oversight, and an impressive reserve fund exceeding $100 billion, 0 cents, Iraq is now positioned to support a stronger dinar with confidence. The phasing out of foreign currency auctions was a pivotal moment, signaling a move toward self-directed economic independence. Vietnam is following a similar trajectory. The Vietnamese dong has also gone live with updated values. Thanks to stabilized national debt, strengthened trade agreements, and improved global credit metrics, the Vietnamese is gaining traction across Asia, Europe, and now the US. Global institutions are no longer undervaluing these currencies. This dual confirmation, IQD and VND, marks the beginning of a broad revaluation wave that's catching global attention. One of the most significant updates comes directly from Chase Bank. One of the largest financial institutions in the U.S. has updated its internal currency systems to reflect the new rates. Verified account holders with documented IQD or VND holdings have begun receiving appointment confirmations for structured redemptions. These appointments are being executed under high-security protocols that include identity verification, know your customer, KYC procedures, and in many cases, non-disclosure agreements. This isn't theory, it's operation-level execution. Let's talk numbers. The revalued IQD is now reportedly trading between $3.50 and $4.10 per dinar, depending on the banking tier and contract terms. The VND is showing ranges from $0.47 to $0.59 across platforms in Asia and beyond. These aren't placeholders or estimates. These are confirmed trading levels being used in real contracts. For holders of either currency, this is the confirmation they've waited years to see. Behind the scenes, this development is the result of major structural reform. Iraq has intensified its move toward digital currency architecture, cracking down on black market exchange dealers and implementing modern anti-money laundering protocols. Additionally, the country reduced dependency on the US dollar by expanding direct trade with nations such as China, India, and Russia. This shift in alignment gave Iraq more control over its monetary system and reduced vulnerability to external political pressures. Vietnam followed a similarly disciplined path. Government reforms aimed at lifting its economic classification, expanding digital infrastructure, and increasing transparency earned international recognition. These foundational shifts allowed both countries to meet the prerequisites set by institutions like the IMF, enabling this rate adjustment. Perhaps most telling is the presence of live IQD and VND data now appearing on institutional trading platforms such as Bloomberg and Reuters. These systems are used by hedge funds, investment banks, and sovereign wealth managers. The fact that IQD and VND are now integrated into their pricing architecture is more than symbolic. It confirms that these currencies are now seen as active financial instruments, not fringe or speculative assets. Chase Bank's participation signals the beginning of broader institutional rollout. Sources suggest that other major U.S. banks, including Wells Fargo and Citibank, are finalizing similar preparations. In fact, insiders now confirm that currency redemption centers and wealth advisory desks have been quietly established at several locations, with some high-tier clients already receiving appointment letters. Special security protocols are in place to ensure these transactions are conducted securely and in full compliance with financial regulations. This confirms what many believed but few could prove until now. This process has been meticulously planned, it hasn't been rushed or improvised. Every detail, from tier-based customer sorting to contract-level redemptions, has been executed in coordination with legal and regulatory protocols. Clients with larger currency holdings are reportedly receiving what are known as contract rates, which are pre-negotiated values above the public rate. These exclusive agreements require documentation, verified purchase records, and clear compliance with identity verification procedures. If you haven't yet received communication from your bank, there's no need to panic. The public phase of the exchange process is just beginning. However, you must be proactive. Start by verifying your holdings. Ensure your currency is genuine and that you have clear proof of purchase. Without it, redemption may be delayed or even denied. Next, contact your financial institution to determine if they are participating in this phase. Not every branch is equipped for immediate redemption, and many are routing clients to specialized centers. Be prepared to complete additional verification steps. These may include presenting government-issued identification, answering questions about the source of funds, and submitting background documentation. The more organized you are, the smoother the process will be. Banks are prioritizing individuals based on readiness, tier, and volume. If you meet the requirements and are properly registered, your appointment could come sooner than expected. This is more than a currency event. It's the start of a larger global financial shift. For decades, the valuation of currencies, like the IQD and VND, was controlled by a narrow set of Western financial powers. Now, we're witnessing a redistribution of economic leverage. Countries with real assets, stable reforms, and digital modernization are being allowed to reassert control over their monetary future. Iraq and Vietnam are at the forefront of this transformation, and other nations in Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia are watching carefully, some already preparing to follow this path. The digital frontier is another layer of this evolution. Iraq's central bank is testing blockchain-based systems that could form the foundation of a central bank digital currency, CBDC. Such a platform would enable secure, cross-border payments with full traceability, transparency, and regulatory oversight. Vietnam is also exploring similar technologies. As the IQD and VND strengthen, they may soon be integrated into a digital financial ecosystem designed to reduce corruption, enable fast trade, and expand monetary inclusion. Why now? The answer lies in global timing. Following the 2024 U.S. elections, policy changes in Washington favored economic diversification. Tensions between East and West accelerated the movement away from U.S. dollar dominance. BRICS nations increased gold reserves and adopted more localized trade currencies. In response, the U.S. aligned more closely with Iraq and Vietnam to ensure strategic partnerships remained intact. This alliance of interest gave both Iraq and Vietnam the institutional support they needed to go live with revalued rates in mid-2025. The IMF also played a critical role in shaping these outcomes. Both countries were required to meet strict criteria before receiving approval for rate adjustments. That included transparency audits, debt restructuring, and enhanced trade data. Vietnam's debt-to-GDP ratio is now among the strongest in Southeast Asia, and Iraq's anti-corruption reforms have earned international recognition. These changes weren't cosmetic. They were the foundation upon which today's financial reset was made possible. For those who've waited, through delays, setbacks, and online noise, this is the moment of confirmation. The IQD and VND are no longer speculative. They are live, revalued, and integrated into the global trading system. But this is only the beginning. As additional institutions activate their internal rates and global commerce adjusts to new financial realities, we may witness broader shifts in wealth distribution, trade patterns, and sovereign banking systems. If you haven't exchanged yet, stay calm. This rollout is being conducted in phases to maintain stability and ensure liquidity is distributed effectively. Have your plan ready, follow only credible updates, and most importantly, avoid anything that seems suspicious or requires advance payment for access. There will be scammers, misinformation, and fake offers. Stay grounded, verify everything, and move with confidence. Thank you for staying tuned to Iraqi Dinar News, your source for grounded, fact-based updates throughout this global financial shift. If today's report gave you clarity, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with others in the community. You are witnessing the financial event of a generation, and will continue to be right here, keeping you informed every step of the way.